Assalamu alaikum children. How are you? I hope you're all fit and fine and taking good care of yourself. Wash your hands many times a day and stay home. This is your English teacher with your video lesson number 3 of week number 1. And it's about a novel, King Solomon Mines. What are mines? Mines are holes dug in the ground to remove valuable minerals. In this novel, King Solomon dug mines to hide his treasure. Now, first of all, let me tell you what is a novel. A novel is a long, printable story about imaginary characters and events. It has a story that is unfolded by the actions, speech and thoughts of the characters. There are many types of novels: mystery, fantasy and science fiction. The novel which we are going to read is a journey to the faraway exotic lands of Africa. It is a romantic, mystery and adventure novel. Learning objectives. My objective is to tell you about the life of famous British writer Sir Henry Haggard, and of course to develop the habit of reading in you, because I love reading and I want all my students to read good books in their free time, because books are good companions and they are your friends forever. About the author, Sir Henry Rider Haggard. He was born in 1856. His father was a barrister. He was 8 out of 10 children. Unlike his brothers, who attended expensive private schools, he went to a grammar public school because his father regarded him as somebody who is not going to amount so much, could no longer afford to maintain his expensive private education. His father sent him to Africa to work as an assistant to the governor of Natal. It was an unpaid position. He came back to England when English policy on South Africa changes. He was also involved in agriculture reforms throughout the British Empire. For his services, he was knighted in 1912. He died in 1925. His work. His written career took off with the publication of his famous book, King Solomon Mines. He was the writer of adventure fiction set in exotic locations, predominantly Africa. He was the pioneer of the lost world literary genre. What is a lost world? A lost world is type of fiction that involves discovering of unknown world out of time, place or both. His work, King Solomon Mines, She and Aisha, are the beginning of his 39-year successful writing careers. His autobiography, The Last Day of My Life, was published in 1926. Here are some of his famous novels: King Solomon Mines, She and Aisha. Now, introduction of the novel King Solomon Mines. It is a romantic fiction set in Africa. It was published in 1885. It tells of a search of an unexplored region of Africa by a group of adventurers led by Allan Quatermain for the missing brother of Sir Henry Curtis. During their expedition, they cross the deserts and mountains and reach a valley called Kukuana Land. Finally, they reach the mines but got trapped over there. They managed to escape with a handful of diamonds from the mines. They were enough to make them rich. They went back to England rich enough to live their lives peacefully and luxuriously. Here are some of the main characters of the novel. Alan Quatermain, who is the head of this expedition, and a friend and companion of Sir Henry Curtis. Sir Henry, who is looking for his lost brother. Captain Joe, who became friend of Alan during this adventure. George Neville is Sir Henry Curtis's lost brother. Amboba is a native who they took along on the expedition. He turns to be the long-lost king of Kukuanas. Tuala is the king of Kukuana land. And Gagul, Tuala, witch doctor, very evil. Here are your assignments for today. You have to read chapter number 1 of the novel and do exercise given at the back. What we have done today? We have learned about the life and work of Sir Henry Rider Haggard and his famous book King Solomon Mines. Thank you for listening to me and keep reading good books.